Hi guys, this is Ken from Nippon Bro. How's it going? So today we are going to be putting on the blankets. The blankets have finally come. I think you guys saw in just the previous segment there where I just kind of put up all the blankets. So right now the blankets are outside and they're gonna get some sun. I sprayed some alcohol on it, so disinfected it. So we're just gonna let that sit out there while we try to chop these down to size, because I noticed that the blankets that I got are 72 by 80 inches. So that means in centimeters for the rest of the world, that is around 200 centimeters to 180 centimeters. So having said that, these are both all, let me check right here. Got my little handy tape measure. So yeah, my thing doesn't even reach. So having said that, that's more than 200 centimeters, so 2 meters. We're gonna have to chop those down at least an extra, let's say like a 10 centimeters around that one. And then I'm not sure which way I'm going to be chopping down in terms of the shorter side, because one has to be 72 inches and the other one is going to be 80 inches. Obviously I want the height to be 80 inches and the width to be 72. So having said that, right now I have a rug on the ground. This is 180 by 180 centimeters, so roughly 72 inches by 72 inches. And I think we're just gonna maybe cut down to this size. The only issue I have is because I'm gonna have everything inside the booth. That's including my softbox and my light. Although I don't really have my softbox here right now with me, so I'm not even sure what the actual depth of the softbox is. So that's gonna be a little bit concerning because it might be like way up in my face. I'm not gonna have too much room for anything else. So I hope everything fits. And then the camera is going to be inside. So height has to be trimmed down, width has to be trimmed down, and everything has to fit, including the desk. Don't really have that big of a desk to begin with. I'm planning not to shrink it down any more than it is currently. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna move some stuff out of here, and then I'm gonna start chopping things. But before I start chopping things, I'm gonna start measuring every single one that I'm going to be cutting. So then when I do take each one out, I can just cut it and just put it back in. I'm not planning to take everything down to do this. I'm gonna probably take one at a time to be able to cut it. And then yeah, we'll see how it goes. Having said that, I'm not gonna be recording this entire thing, but while I'm cutting it, with the magic of YouTube, we can straight go into the intro, and by the time we come back, it'll be done. So hang on one sec. Hey guys, welcome back. So I didn't really get to do the cutting yet, just because I forgot to tell you guys last time I did a clap test and the room echo. So I'm gonna play back that clip right now. So I'm gonna do a voice test. This is check 1 2, check 1 2, and clap. Now you guys have a reference about how much the echo is right now in this room, and then once I put up the blankets, I'm going to do a comparison inside the room, and then we're just going to do a comparison for that, just so you guys know what it sounds like with the blankets on. Having said that, I do have 12 blankets in total. I'm planning on dual layering these blankets to be able to give it more acoustic treatment, because these are thinner than what I have thought it would be. So I was very glad that I bought double the amount of what I was intentionally going to get. That so I can dual layer them and hopefully have more acoustic treatment. Yeah, let's get into the cutting. Be right back. Hey guys, so basically I have cut everything down to a, well, it's a square now, 180 by 180 centimeters, so 72 by 72 inches. The height is 2 meters, so that's 80 inches. Don't worry about the LED here. The LED is actually just going to be backlighting me within the actual booth itself, so it gives me a little bit of separation from the background, because as you can see here, the blankets here are blue, but they have a separate side on them which is black. So this is the inside and the blue is going to be on the outside. I don't want the blue, just in case the blue reflects a little bit of hue onto my skin and messes up your skin tone, and that's kind of a pain in the ass when it comes to editing. So yeah, having said that, that's that. And we have some zip ties to be able to do this. I was going to use shower rings, but the shower rings, I couldn't get it in time. And also, I just thought maybe zip ties would have been easier just to cut it. And in the future, I can get proper shower curtain rings and put them on. But otherwise, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and put this on a little bit of a time lapse to be able to do this. As far as zip ties go and how to put them on, I'm just gonna put them on the corners of each blanket, hang them up, and maybe put a couple in the middle just to be able to support it. But otherwise, it's pretty simple. Maybe use a scissor to cut the long ends off of the zip ties, as well as poke a hole through this blanket. This blanket is actually not as thick as I would have liked it, so I'm very, very glad that I got more than I needed, so I can kind of layer them. But otherwise, yeah, we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how it sounds after I put it on and take you guys inside the booth. So let me put this on time lapse. So I just put 2 blankets up, and basically already I can kind of tell the difference just within this area right here, that it's less echoey. The only thing I was thinking was, I saw that there's kind of a gap in between here and here, even after I put the zip tie on. So I'm thinking I'll use the extra blankets maybe to just kind of cover this corner like this, so no real sound leaks through the corner of the actual booth. So yeah, that's kind of my thinking right now, what I'm gonna do, but we'll see how it goes. And yeah, but my main concern is this wall right here, to be able to not let too much sound pass through this wall or to get it vibrating, because this wall has almost no insulation, and that sound can get past it really easily and sound can come in. So I need to dampen the sound both ways coming in and out. So I am going to actually move this booth this way since I cut it down a little bit. So this gap right here, I'm just going to push this all the way back, and hopefully it gives enough room here, because air, if you leave an air gap in between the actual blanket and the wall, or anything like a sound panel and the wall, that's gonna create a little bit of sound deadening for you, because of the fact that air slows down sound by itself. So you want to leave a gap. You don't want to put this thing right up against the wall, especially on the side that you want the sound to be more dead. This side is kind of like the outside. It is better insulated. There is a window here, that's why I'm going to be putting another blanket on the corner here, just to be able to dampen the sound of the ambient sound coming from the outside, maybe into the inside. So anything like rain or birds or anything like that is going to hopefully dampen the sound. So yeah, let me get back to the thing. And there you go, you guys have the made up booth that I made. I don't really know what to call this, because studio booth for vocal type of stuff, you kind of have a stand-up booth, I guess, in a sense. So you just stand there, but this is kind of like a full-on booth, because it has a desk inside and chair and my lights and everything. So let me give you a quick Let me do a quick test on the kind of the ambient sound in here for the sound, because I did a sound test before, as you see here again. So I'm going to do a voice test. This is check 1 2, check 1 2, and clap. So now that you've heard that, this is the sound after. Test 1 2, test 1 2 3, clapping. Okay, so I can hear a little bit of vibration in the wood because there's wood floors, wood ceiling. So, having said that, that is pretty dead though, comparatively to what it was before. Also, I'm using the exact same setup as last time, so I'm using a Deity D3 Pro mic and my Sony a6400. So, it's the exact same setup, nothing else has changed. So let me actually show you guys a little bit inside. Gonna actually hang on guys, might be a bit of a bumpy ride. Okay, so I don't have a tripod on this right now, so I'm just hand holding my A6400, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of a MTV Cribs type of deal here. Alright, I'm gonna see you guys inside. Hey guys, so basically this is my little booth. It's completely dark right now because I'm just going to go through the lighting sequence with you guys. And the first one is my backlight. And if I can find it. Oh, there we go. Alright. So this is dimmable LED strips that I bought off Amazon. I think these are like $27 or $25 each. They were pretty long in length. I forgot how long the lengths were. But yeah, you can dim them, you can dim them up. So yeah, it's pretty versatile that way. And that is my backlight. That gives me separation from the background to me, because I don't have that much space behind me. It's literally not even a foot of space. Now for my key light is the Godox VL150, and this is at 1%, 2%, 3%, and let's just get it up to where I think it's good. I think that's about good, and that's only about 10-15% here. Maybe 15% is okay. So yeah, this is pretty much what it would look like. Let me brighten it up maybe a little bit more, maybe that much. So we'll go at like around 20% brightness. I don't have a softbox yet for this Godox, but it is coming. The way I'm diffusing it right now, literally if you looked up right now, it would be a white t-shirt. Alright, so basically I'm going to be going ahead with the sound test. Yeah, sound test. So same thing, what I did out there, I'm just going to do a test 1, 2, 3, and then give some claps, and then you guys can determine if it sounds better or not. But yeah, so I'm just going to give 5 seconds of white noise, and then we're going to get into it. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. I think I clipped my audio with the clap. But no, as you guys can see, I think it's pretty dead in here. I think it sounds really, really good. I don't have any complaints about the project that happened here. Everything that I've purchased here to make this booth, minus the LEDs here, are, I think it was under 200. So that is pretty good. All the PVC piping, all the connectors for the PVC piping, and then the blankets itself. If you want to know more about where I got the blankets, I'm going to link it in the description below. I actually purchased them off of my friend Howard. He's in China and he works for a factory, and they make moving blankets and I think other type of blankets as well. But moving blankets they do have, and they have different grades, and I just got like the cheapest one possible. And I can tell because when you look at this booth from the outside and the light is on inside from here, you can see little kind of gaps of where the cotton is not there in between the two fabrics. So it's not completely, I would say the quality is like okay. It's not like spectacular quality, but it does the job, you know. So that's why I actually bought more than I needed. I actually bought 12 blankets and I have 2 left over, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the other 2. But I bought 12 blankets for pretty cheap. The shipping is what was really expensive because it weighs a lot. So if it wasn't for the weight of the blankets, I think it would have been much cheaper. But I think the blankets alone came up to just over $100, and then the rest of the PVC piping, and yeah, just a saw. If you guys don't have a saw, then you might need to buy a saw as well. But otherwise, I fortunately had one, and yeah, it's pretty easy to build. I kind of drew it out first, and it kind of came somewhat according to plan. I did a little bit of modifications, like this crossbeam bar behind here. This wasn't really in my plan, and I kind of had to build it just because the way I built it the first time around on my other video, link in somewhere up above here, that video showed me build the general skeleton of it, and I thought that would be enough, but it just was way too wobbly and unstable that I couldn't really, it didn't seem like it was feasible to just put the blankets on top of that structure, and I don't know, it might have collapsed, or I wasn't really sure, but I just wanted to be safe the first time around, so I added extra support beams all around this whole structure, and it just came out to be a square. That's pretty much what it came out to be. So I think I'm pretty happy with this. I do need to kind of keep this doorway part open just because the AC needs to get in here, and otherwise it gets super hot, and it smells in here just because it's fresh from the factory. So it has that, I would say, like new car smell, but for blankets. I'm not sure how that sounds, but it's not the good smelling kind. But yeah, no, I think I'm pretty happy. This is going to be pretty much the setup that you're going to see for the majority of my YouTube videos until I maybe move into an actual studio space. But I felt like I would just utilize the extra room that I had inside the house to be able to make my own little studio sound booth slash office studio. I don't even know what to call this, to be honest. Like, my title is just going to be like studio booth, sound treated, but it's a little bit more than what people would think. It's not just a stand-up vocal booth that a lot of people use for using over voiceovers or recording music and stuff like that. This is actually like a full sit down with a table and everything included. So it's a bigger structure than what I was anticipating on planning, but it's pretty comfortable, and I think it's feasible for anyone to do on their own. That's why I call it a DIY. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the booth wise. But also, I do have some other news. I have a podcast that just released with my buddy Cosmo from Vancouver, Canada. I wish to be with Cosmo to be able to do this kind of in person with the podcast. I just wanted to show you guys a workaround way of doing things while you are social distancing even halfway across the world, and to be able to schedule things. He's on Pacific time and I am on, I don't even know what it is called, GMT something. Anyways, I just call it Japan time, and we kind of make it work, and it just happens to be his evening time and my afternoon when we do record these podcast sessions. And so we started off as a YouTube channel now, and we only have one episode, but we are trying to put out episodes weekly, and to be able to post it on YouTube, we want to kind of engage with a different type of audience. Not because of the subject that we talk about, but for the visual audience that want to watch a podcast instead of just listening to it in the car, which we do have an option as well on our Apple and Spotify. And you're going to see those links down in the description below as well. So if you want to put us on your list of podcasts, I don't know, what is it, like a playlist? I don't even know how podcasts actually work. This is my first time even starting one, let alone listening to one. So for me, it's a little bit of a bad example for me to give. But having said that, we just felt like we wanted to make a podcast because we do videography and photography as our main channels. Cosmo has his own channel, which I'll link in the description below as well. You should go check him out, give him some support. He's just starting out, I'm just starting out, and we just thought that creating a separate channel or separate kind of, I would say it's almost like a hobby in a sense, for us to be able to talk. And we love talking to each other. We love to share stories. So I feel like that's what podcast is all about. And at least for ours anyways. And then so we just felt like we wanted to have a tranquility place that we can go to be able to film these and to record our stories and our podcast, to share with other people, to get away from all the photography and videography stuff. Because we know down the road, whether we do make it up to 100,000 subscribers on our main channel and, you know, we put out content, but I've been looking at a lot of recent YouTube videos for not just photography, videography, but just people that do product reviews and other niche type of channels. And I just realized that they've all been doing kind of a video where it's like a reality check for the viewers. It's a reality check for them as well, to be able to put a video out of them saying that they are pondering and wondering and also personally debating about starting a second channel. And the reason why they're starting a second channel is because they want to get away from some of the niche stuff that they're doing and to be able to vlog freely and talk about anything that they like and not have to compromise views because of it. So, you know, it just goes to show you there's a lot of people that watch your channel for the niche that you're in, and they won't watch too much stuff otherwise. So the percentage is pretty significant. It could be 1/3 of the audience is still with you, and then the 2/3 are not, just based off of the content that you put out there on that main channel. So having said that, we would like to do something else on the side, and having this separate channel starting now would be good because it kind of balances us out a little bit. Yeah, I think I went a little bit off topic, but having said that, this is kind of a video where I want to, you know, finish this whole thing with the booth, but also to be able to tell you that we are starting a podcast and there is going to be something else that is coming on my next episode coming this week, and that is just going to be a little bit about the direction of Nippon Bro and where it's going, and reiterating my first video that I ever posted on this channel, which was shot in my car for all of places. Didn't even have this type of setup, let alone an office space, but in the car, and didn't even have a tripod then as well. Had my A6400 and didn't even have the Deity. Had a more crappier Comica mic, which I'll probably, I don't know, give away to someone. But otherwise, yeah, I just wanted to give a little bit more of an update, reiteration, and give you more details on why I started it and where it's going, what is the current stage right now of the company, and more news on hopefully getting more supporters for Nippon Bro in the coming months, years, hopefully years. But again, I am an entrepreneur as well, so starting a business is not something of my first rodeo. I've done some marketing companies, I've done some e-commerce. I kind of been around the business industry and the entrepreneurship. So for me to start a company is not really something new, but it is new to me because this is something I'm more passionate about than any of the other entrepreneur business plans and e-commerce and, you know, that type of stuff that I have ever done. So this is something that I want to go full steam ahead on. And even through this pandemic, even through just doing videos on YouTube and not actually traveling, I can do it. And I'm going to show you guys a journey of it through my channel, and hopefully everyone can learn off of it in the future as well into doing entrepreneurship. And I'm going to try to be transparent about everything, as long as, you know, if I do get future sponsors and they would be okay with me sharing some of the sponsorship details and stuff like that, I'll try to share my ad revenue once I do get monetized with YouTube. Currently I'm not, but hopefully we get there eventually. I'm not in a big rush for that, but I just wanted to do what I love and for people to genuinely enjoy it, get some true fans on this channel, and hopefully build a community for Nippon Bro production. And who knows, I mean, I'm not planning, like, I wasn't actually planning for this company to be as big as Netflix or anything like that. I wanted to kind of make this so maybe in the future we'll just do like small indie films and do photography conventions and art galleries and stuff like that all over the world. But you know, if it does get into a chance where I get to collaborate with Netflix, I mean, why not? So having said that, this is going to be a big journey, and it's not just going to end now. It's going to be forever, or however long this company and you guys as a support team allows me to do this, and hopefully make something out of it. And I want the viewers to be a part of this journey as much as I want you to be there in person to go through the journey with me. So with the pandemic and everyone at home, you know, they're watching TV, they're watching YouTube, I just want to convey a message to everyone out there and start creating, start your own business, start doing something, be an entrepreneur, because this is a great time to actually be your own boss. And you think it might be a bad time to start doing e-commerce and everything, but this is the best time. And Jeff Bezos, obviously for Amazon, is making real bank, but you know, you might not be able to get to his level. You might, but you know, most likely you're going to be able to support some type of income for yourself. And I think that's pretty good if you got laid off, or if you know, don't have a job right now because of the virus. So yeah, I just think that you can start something now while there's a pandemic going on, and with little or no money, and you can do something. So if you guys want more videos on starting your own kind of e-commerce business and stuff like that, let me know in the comments below. It's not really a part of this channel, but I can make it a part of this channel, and I'll maybe do like digital assets and stuff like that to be able to sell to you guys, or I don't know. I'm not really a type of guy who sells stuff to people on, you know, especially on the YouTube platform like this. I know a lot of people try to do that type of stuff, but for me, I can't really say too much more. I'm very sorry, because my next video is going to have more details on that part. But yeah, I'm just going to stop there. So before I keep rambling on, because I feel like I'm just... Anyways, so I will see you guys on the next one, and please tune into the next one, because it's going to be a very important episode for me to convey a message to you guys about Nippon Bro. Also, if you like this video, smash the like button and turn on those notifications for future videos, especially for the one that's coming up. You might be interested in that video for some of the viewers. And also, I'm going to be probably releasing a campaign for that video. And also, if you are new to this channel, and if you want to support a cause for Nippon Bro, the company and the channel itself, please subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and hopefully you guys are on board once you subscribe with Nippon Bro, because you are in for a journey, and that is something that I want to convey to you guys. So anyways, you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there, stay healthy, and keep up the good work. Peace.